What up, what up? It's Ace OG. Back into the top, back into the video. So the title of this video is going to be Women Kill Chivalry. So admin notes, thanks again to all subscribe to the channel. I endeavor to keep pushing your video out. You leverage, the better sells. So I was going to save this video for maybe a couple days from now. I had some other topics I wanted to talk about. But I saw some reels today that actually hit on this particular topic. So I'm like, should I put it out days from now? I should put it out now. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it out now, get over with, because sometimes when I see things on video, right, whether it be YouTube, Instagram, whatever, and I wait a couple of days, I kind of lose the traction as for like what I want to say about it. So since it's fresh in my mind right now, I'm going to go ahead and just speak on it right now. I'm not gonna belabor the topic, not going to have it go too long, but I do have a scenario that talks to this particular topic that I'm about to talk about. So let's get into it. So why do I say that women, not just black women, but just women in general, has killed chivalry? Now, what is chivalry? Well, I'm not going to give the textbook definition, but basically what it is a concept where men supposed to help women at all costs. And it's kind of crazy to say at all costs, but you know, chivalry literally is like you see a woman in distress and you're going to do everything you can to help that woman out, regardless of what the situation is. So that's what I mean by all costs. And also chivalry can be also just being a polite gentleman, or just being a gentleman in general, you know, holding the door for a woman, carrying her bags, making sure you stand on closer to the side of the sidewalk where the cars are at, and have her stand on the inside. So if a car for some crazy reason comes over, or some danger comes over, then she is protected from you because the danger is coming from the street, not from the sidewalk, right? So that's pretty much the concept of chivalry. But I'm gonna give an example of that happened to me. This is a personal experience that happened to me a couple months ago when it comes to chivalry. So my wife is in a sorority, one of these historic black women's sororities. So I'm not gonna say which one it is, yeah, I mean, she's been part of the sorority for a very long time now. So one of her soror sisters had a birthday party some months ago, and her soror sister lives in I wouldn't say a ritzy part of Virginia, but but we live in Northern Virginia as well, right? So, you know, there's a lot of, a lot of expensive homes around here. A lot of folks got money around here where I live at. Well, the further you go up north, the further you get to DC. The further you get to DC, the higher the cost of living is, right? So, of course, the homes are gonna be higher. So, not exactly sure how much her home is, but I know the base price of a home there, and this is accounting for, like, you know, equity and all these other things. So basically, like, if I was to buy a house in her neighborhood, I would at the low end would have to come up with at least $800,000. Some of those homes are almost 900, almost close to $1 million, right? But like I said, it's Northern Virginia, it's closer to DC, so that's why the cost is so much. And she's also a single woman with a child. I mentioned that because I'm going somewhere with this, right? So we go to the party, and it's just me and my wife, and she has a in home. What I mean by in home is that her home is on I guess a corner lot. So she can do stuff on her side of the house, because the side of her house has a huge yard, and then she has a yard as well that's pretty big on the back end. So she rests this DJ out. The DJ is on the side yard, and then there's a whole bunch of tables and a whole bunch of tents that's over these tables for a birthday party. So we sitting there chilling, me and my wife and everything. We conversating. Excuse me. It's a lot of folks that come to the party. So it's a huge party. She has her parents there and everything. So an incident happens where, well, there's a whole bunch of kids at the party as well, right? Folks bring their kids. Matter of fact, I'm sorry, I brought my daughter too. So my daughter was there because the sorority sister that had the party, she has a daughter. I brought my daughter there, and they're running around, you know, playing in the backyard and everything, whatever, just doing what kids do. They had this this ball, probably the size of a soccer ball, I would say. And the ball winds up going on top of one of the tents, right? So I didn't see the ball go on the tent, but so the way I was situated was me and my wife was at a table that was close to the house, and there were at least 45 tables in front of us. So I think the table that the ball was over, as far as on top of the tent, might have been the fourth table in front of us. So like I said, I didn't see the ball hit. I didn't see the ball go on top of the tent, but I'm noticing that one of the ladies there gets on one of these chairs, and basically she's on top of the chair and she's trying to jump to push the ball off the tent, and the tent is pretty high. So it kind of took me for a little bit because I was talking to my wife, and then all of a sudden my eyes, focused on what she was doing. So a couple seconds go by and everything, and my first instinct was to run over there and to help her, right? And so so normally I would have immediately got up from my seat and say, "Hey, ma'am, I'll go and get it for you and everything, whatever." But something told me not to do it. And one of the ladies that was not beside us, but she was on the end table. So I would say that from the time that I hesitated to the time she got the ball off the tent might have been maybe like 30 seconds. It took her a while. It really did. So I'm literally sitting there watching this lady do this, right? Now, mind you, there's two other guys that is at the table sitting with her. One was single, one was with his wife. None of them moved. There was a guy that was on the end in the grass playing with one of his kids. He saw what was going on. He didn't move. So I'm not saying that, that I'm not making an excuse for me not moving. I'm just giving a overall example as far as like what the situation was, right? So there is at least 4 men watching this lady damn near jump off the chair to try to get this ball from top of the tent. And she wasn't getting it down, right? She was a pretty tall woman, might have been about 6'1", 6'2". But that's immaterial. That doesn't matter, right? So one of the ladies that was at the table with us and everything, whatever, she made a comment as far as like, all these men around here and nobody could help her. I didn't say anything. And my wife is sitting there watching the same thing, right? And she didn't tell me to do anything, which, I wouldn't expect her to do that anyway. My wife is definitely a person that, she doesn't take any stuff when it comes to being chivalrous. I was doing this stuff with my wife before we got married, way before we got married, right? Open the door for her, all this other thing. This is how she was raised, right? So, and also I've imparted this into my kids as well. So my boys from a very early age knew that when we got to the car, they knew to grab the door immediately for their mom to open the door for her. She never sits down without one of them grabbing her chair and making sure she sits down properly, right? So, by my kids watching this, they have inherited my chivalrous ways with my wife. And also, I've told them this as well verbally, but a lot of times when it comes to kids, the things don't really sink in unless they see it happen, right? But anyways, long story short, like I said, the lady had made a comment about it, right? And she was a little bit loud with it because she wanted all the guys to hear what happened. And I think the reason why we didn't move, I'm just making a guess here. The reason why I think nobody moved is because, for one, there was a lot of women there that were single. Nothing wrong with that at all. As a matter of fact, the woman that was doing it was single, right? And this particular chapter of the sorority that my wife is a part of has women on average with masters. Most of them have doctorates, right? And like I said, most of them are single. And most of them making a lot of money because a lot of them live in North Virginia along with us, right? A lot of them live a little bit more north than we are, right? But we're not gonna slouch either. You know what I'm saying? My wife doesn't. She stopped working a long time ago because of her health. But my pay is, I'm pretty much there as far as getting doctor pay. It really, you know what I'm saying? Not to put anything out there, but my cybersecurity job pays very well. And I have military retirement and disability, right? So we're doing pretty good, right? So as far as pay, I'm pretty much on the same level as they are, with them being single, with no husband, obviously, right? And they have homes. That's another thing. Most of them own their own home without a man, right? So this independence thing when it comes to black women, and I'm just saying women in general, I'm just saying like, you know, most of the folks that's in the sorority are black. Matter of fact, all of them are black, I believe. And most of the friends that this lady had were black women. But the thing is that, you know, a lot of women have taken in so many things when it comes to feminism, and they come off as being so masculine that men are very hesitant to help women out when it comes to these certain things. Because I've seen these reels today where women were complaining and hollering and hooting about men not doing anything for them. This one lady I saw in a reel said that she was trying to put a bed together. I'm sorry, she was taking a bed apart, and she was calling all of her male friends to come help her. Nobody would come to help her. And she's like, well, a minute, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had to break this bed down by myself, load it into my small Tesla, and then take it somewhere. And I have 4 guys that I called, and not one of them volunteered to help me. I had another woman where another reel I saw where the woman was complaining about she would go through the city and she would see women struggling with bags, struggling with these things, and no man would go to help them. And she's like, I don't understand how in the world a woman could be in a space like that where you see the woman struggling and you will not help this woman. Now, I'm down to help women all day long, all day strong, you know what I'm saying? Because I was raised like that. I was raised by 2 women, right? So I always help my mom, I always help my grandmother out. But the problem is that women give off so much of a masculine male persona, and they're always hollering about, I'm independent. And then you have a lot of women that will get offended about you trying to help them. So it's like, what do you do as a man? You know what I'm saying? Like, my instinct told me to go help this lady, but my logical sense told me no, because I didn't know how this woman was going to react. You have a lot of men out here that have helped women in a situation like that or something similar, and they got roasted, or something happened where the woman had put something on them that was even called for, right? You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of women would get into a space like, are you telling me that I'm inferior to you, so I couldn't do this for myself? You know what I'm saying? And the man's like, it's not that I didn't think you couldn't do it. It's just that I saw you struggling. I'm just trying to help you. So there's a lot of situations where men could get backlash from helping women. And it's a very, very sad situation. It really is, you know what I'm saying? But women, along with feminism and the modern woman, as far as like how they move, has caused this. So all I'm saying is in this video and everything and whatever, is that a lot of women that may be watching this video now, I'm not saying that it's particularly your fault that this happened, but the environment that women are in right now is what has caused this. So I would say, don't get upset, don't get mad when men don't help you. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of women out here are extremely independent, and they don't want help. They don't want to be helped by a man. They just don't. And the thing is that a lot of times when you help women now, it comes with consequences. Back in the day, it wouldn't be a consequence. You got men that they can't even compliment women anymore because they think that they're trying to be aggressive or trying to be harassing them. It's crazy, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that I'm teaching my boys to be in this space, but I have told my boys to be careful as far as how you help women. And like I said, it's a very sad situation. It really is, you know what I'm saying? Because technically I should have helped that woman. I really should have. The 2 guys that was sitting at the table with her and the guy that was on the grass should have went and helped her too. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, we're all black men, all 4 of us, and I promise you, those men probably thought the same thing I did. You know what I'm saying? All these women around here are showing masculine, aggressive tendencies because of how they're moving in the space, and they probably felt like that the woman probably would have got offended that we went and helped her. Like, hey, I know that you guys trying to help me, but I'm good. One time in church, I'll never forget it. One time in church, right? A church I used to go to. I'm holding the door open for this lady. The lead church is over. Actually, it was a Sunday night event. A guest speaker came to the church, right? So I'm holding the door open. I'm a deacon in the church. So I'm in charge of a lot of things in the church during this time. So I hold the door open for the lady, and it's raining. So I have an umbrella, and I'm offering to walk the lady to her car with the umbrella over her and walk into her car because it's raining. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just trying to be a gentleman. This is church now. And the lady gave me this look like, how dare you ask me to help me? You know what I'm saying? Like, she pretty much said, oh, I'm good. With a stank look, you know what I'm saying? And grabbed one of the extra umbrellas and walked herself there. I'm like, for real? So anyway, I'm not gonna belabor the topic, you know what I'm saying? I know I took a little bit longer than I expected and everything, but women has killed chivalry. So drop the comments in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. All right. So we're gonna discuss the topic or subject and they're beneficial to the channel. Email me at findingfitnessfolk@gmail.com. My email address is in the description below. Say so, G. Signing out. I'm gone.